Hey Moral Gamers, welcome back. Today we're taking a look at Samurai Warriors. This is coming at you for the PlayStation 2 and classic Xbox. How's this one going to stack up? We'll find out. First things first though, have you heard of Dynasty Warriors? Dynasty Warriors was the one where you play as Chinese generals and you basically are taking back the dynasty. We're taking it back! But in this case, instead of being China, this is feudal Japan, and the story, instead of being about Chinese dynasties, follows a shogunate era, specifically Nobunaga, who is very romanticized throughout history. I mean, the Japanese have put him in so many games. Nobunaga's Ambition, Warriors Orochi. You have Onimusha is another game. I mean, he's been in and out of game titles like that, and so this is no different. Why should they hold him back here? Still, you start out, depending on which general you play as, in Nobunaga's army. I'm playing as Oichi just because I like her style. And the story is going to unfold through cinematics before and after the battles. And then also, if you pay attention, the generals will banter during battle. And if you catch them, you'll get additional information into why something's happening, or why in the next battle someone who was on your team is now against you. And they keep doing that, and they really roll it out in an interesting fashion. So it's a multifaceted presentation of the actual story. Hey, kudos on you, Kawhi. The next thing, though, is the gameplay, because the gameplay is just like Dynasty Warriors. You have a light and a hard attack. Your light attack just moves a little quicker. Hard takes some charge up for the first one, but if you use it correctly, combinations of light and hard can be combos. Whatever. That's basically every game. But you also get your Misao soup, Muso. Anyway, my Japanese is horrible. And that's basically a special. And each character has it where it basically charges them up. They get to attack a lot more damage and a lot quicker for a short period of time. Cool. And then of course you can jump. Whatever. So it's not hard controls. It's pretty easy to learn right off the bat. Pick up, have some fun with. Now the kicker here is that as you're playing the game, different things are going to happen all over the map. And so you're going to get drawn everywhere at once. It's up to you how you want to play. If you want to play strategically and choose certain things that you will and won't resolve, great. That's an awesome way to do it. If you want to be that guy who puts out every fire on the map, you can do that. I mean, it's up to you how long you want the matches to last. In most matches, there are the indoor levels, which we'll get to in a moment. So yeah, if you want to be that guy who goes around, you'll find everything on the map. Every hidden weapon, every hidden power-up, things like that. If you want to be the guy who just goes straight for the bad guy, you level up faster doing that because, hey, they actually give you awards for being on task. It's pretty cool. In addition to this though, and it's not shown here, but there's two-player split screen. And a two-player split screen, you know, one person's on top, one person's on bottom, and whoever is player one determines the story, unfortunately. It means they didn't write any like combo stories of, hey, what happens if these two are teaming up and doing everything together? Well, okay, whatever. I can understand, makes it easier. The problem with two-player split screen, though, is that on PlayStation 2 it takes a little bit of a frame rate hit versus on the classic Xbox, which had a little more power there. Classic Xbox, definitely the way to go for this game. If you have a PlayStation 2, it's still a great game, though. So, I love the outdoor levels. The indoor levels feel a little restricted, though. And this is kind of something new to the Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors, whatever you want to call it, Warriors scenery. These indoor levels have booby traps and all sorts of stuff, and they're very confined, so it's hard to actually play through the indoor levels. And plus, you're also given a time frame. If you don't beat the indoor levels in a certain time, they start burning the buildings down. And if you're caught in the burning building, you lose. You lose. It's that simple. Ugh. But the question overall is if this is the right game for you. Samurai Warriors is a game that has been phenomenal. Dynasty Warriors has been phenomenal since the second one. Samurai Warriors is just presenting it from a different standpoint, following up and giving you yet another good game in the series. The problem I would cite with these games, though, is that nothing is really different. They switch out the generals, but they don't necessarily make any real changes to the system. So this is more of the same. Nevertheless, though, I do think in its own right, any Samurai Warriors game, any Dynasty Warriors game, any Warriors Orochi game, which all three of them are pretty much the same system series, any of them would be a great addition to your collection. So yeah, these games are fun. I do recommend them. Morally speaking, this is war. War is hell! Yeah, it's war, so you have to deal with the fact that you will be attacking people with weapons, beating them down with a stick, as I keep saying, and whatever else that you have in hand. You'll be trampling with horses, whatever. That's basically it. It does somewhat romanticize history and how things might have been, because this is a fictitious story. But still, morally speaking, I mean, if you have issues with war, you have issues with weapons, martial arts combat, things like that, then you may have issues with this game. Other than that, I would play this with my kids. I think these are fun titles.